Hello champs, welcome to all of you on my Pyara Sa channel Coding from Mumbai. In this video, I am talking about a new topic of JavaScript playlist, that is loops in JavaScript. So what is the meaning of loops and what are the different types of loops? Before discuss all these things, I want to discuss the first most important thing, what is the requirement of loop? Why we are using loops in any programming language? Okay. After that, I am talking about the all types of loops in JavaScript language. After that, in this particular video, especially I'm talking about first type of loop, that is for loop. Okay, I think I'm done with the introduction. So before talking about too much, let's go for it. Hello. So now we start the video. So I want to talk about the very important topic, what is the requirement of loop in JavaScript language. Okay, so now what happen if I'm telling you you have to print a simple greeting message good morning 10 times in JavaScript language. What you do, you are simply write console.log good morning 10 times, console.log 10 times you are going to write. But what happen if I'm telling you this particular greeting message good morning you have to print on JavaScript language 1000 times? What you do? You are not going to write console.log 1000 times because it's too much time consuming and this is not a good practice. Understand? Now, what happen if I'm telling you you have to print numbers from 1 to 500 by using console.log and each number are going into different lines? Are you using the console.log 5000 times for just printing the numbers from 1 to 500? You are not going to do. So in this situation means any task, if any same task I want to do repeatedly multiple times, not only 4-5 times, I want to do same task 1000 times, 500 times, whatever requirement we have to do repeatedly task. For that purpose we have to using the loops. Means if I want to do any task repeatedly, so for that purpose we have to use the loop in our JavaScript language or in any other language. Understand? I think you are able to understand the basic requirement why loops are required in JavaScript language first of all. Okay, so let's go for it. For example, if I just want to tell you console.log, you have to print a message. For example, hello YouTube. Not one time, you have to print 10 times. What you do? You are simply going to copy paste these lines. What is this? I just want to tell you how I can able to do that 10 times without using any loops. Okay, so for that purpose I am simply running the code and see the output is output. Let's see. Okay, now if I just want to clear the console, so you are able to read what is the output. Now you are able to see 10 times hello YouTube are comes into the particular output. But what happens if I'm telling you have to print hello YouTube message 1000 times? So you are not going to copy paste these lines 1000 times. Understand? This is a very important things. If I want to give you have to print YouTube hello YouTube /1, hello YouTube /2. This is the numbers. You have to also print the numbers. What is the number of this particular line? You have to also print. So you are not going to write. You are not able to copy paste also. In that case, you have to write manually for 1000 times. Understand? So these are the reason why loops are required in JavaScript language. I think you are able to understand what is the requirement of using the loops. Let's do a simple example so you are able to do that. I'm simply doing the comment here, and now I'm simply writing the example of for loop. Now, before explaining the syntax and each and everything, I just want to give you how I can able to print this message 1 time 10 time by using for loop. Okay, by using only 2 or 3 lines. So I'm just writing for let I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, console.log, and then I'm just printing good morning. Let's see the output. By using these 3 lines block on code only, I'm able to print the message 10 times. If I want to print the same message 500 times, so I'm able to do that by using the loop. You are able to see this, the output of this good morning comes into 500 times. So how these things are working, you are able to see. This is a 500 times. If I also want to print the numbers, means what are the numbers, so for that I'm just writing here I plus 1. So now you are also able to see the numbers, means which good morning are comes into which line. So now you are able to see the changes in each and every message, especially. Now I just want to scroll down, so you are able to see this is the first good morning, then second good morning, then third good morning. If I want to scroll the page down to in last, so you're able to see last good morning are comes into 500 times. So by using the loop, I am able to print any message, any repeatedly task, whatever number of times I want, I can able to do that by using simple for loop. Now, what is the syntax and how can I able to write? Let's understand first of all. So I'm just writing syntax of loops. Before talking about syntax, I'm talking about the types of loops. Types of loops in JavaScript. Okay, so let's understand what is the types, different types of loops in JavaScript language. For that, I'm simply writing all the types of loops in comment. First loop is for loop. Second is while loop. Third is do while loop. And fourth one is for in loop. One is for off loop. So these are the 5 types of loops in JavaScript language present. Okay, these are the 5 types of loops. First one is for loop, second one is while loop, third one is do while loop, fourth one is for in loop, and last one is for off loop. So especially now in these 3 upcoming videos, I'm talking about these first 3 types of loops, means for loop, for off loop, for loop, while loop, and do while loop. And these 2 different types of loops, means for off loop and for in loop, I am discussed after covering the concept of array and object. Understand? So in upcoming videos, I just want to discuss these 3 types of loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Understand? So let's, in this particular video, I'm talking about the for loop. Okay, so I'm just writing all the separated line here. Syntax of writing the for loop. Now many people are assuming that these 3 loop or these 5 loop are different. No, the working of all the loops are completely same, but syntax wise they are different, or any use, means in different situation you are able to use different types of loops, but the main working of loops is simply do the same task or different task multiple times, repeatedly doing the same task. Okay, now I'm talking about this particular video, which is for loop. What is the syntax of for loop? How I can able to write? So I'm just writing the for loop syntax into the multi-comment lines, so you are able to see into the description whatever I am code writing. Leave the code into the description. Now so now let's understand what is the syntax of writing for loop. For that purpose, I'm simple writing syntax here. You have to write for keyword, then in the bracket you have to write initializer. What is initializer? I'm discuss later. Then provide the semicolon. There are 3 positions. In first position you have to write initializer. In second position you have to provide the condition, and then again semicolon. In third position you have to write the increment or decrement or any changes, and then you have to provide a curly bracket and then write the code. So this is in 3 lines, and this is simple syntax of writing the for loop. Okay, so let's understand each and every position one by one. You are able to see I'm just writing for and then initializer. Initializer is nothing but I'm just creating any variable. That variable I have to initialize by any value, and then I have to provide the condition, means how many times I want to run this particular block of code. So for providing the condition, means I want to run the code 10 times, so I have to provide the condition. For example, I'm creating variable let m is equal to 0, so I'm just writing condition m less than or equal to 10, means whenever until the value of m variable is less than 10, till only I want to run the code. So I'm just writing the condition how many times I want to run the particular program. And in last, I'm simply writing increment or decrement of any changes, means I want to change the value of particular this variable, this initializer, after completing one cycle or after running the block of code 1 times. And each and every time this block, this particular make changes are done into the particular initializer. Now I think you are not able to understand that much, so I'm just taking the same example whatever I'm discussing here and doing the post-mortem of this particular example. Okay, so let's copy paste here and let's understand what is this. What is the code of is this telling us? So if I want to match these two syntax with the example, I'm just writing here example. Now you are able to see I'm just writing for, then I'm initializer, I'm simple creating a variable let I is equal to 0 and then giving the semicolon. Means in the initial value of a variable I is 0 and this is the initializer variable. Second, I'm giving the condition how many times I want to run the code or this block of code, how many times. For that I have to provide the condition. So I'm simple writing here I less than 500. So whenever until the value of I variable is 499, the code is executed. But when value of I variable is become 500, so the condition is become false, then we are coming out of the loop. And last one, in last position I'm just writing I plus plus, means after each condition, after each iteration, first iteration, second iteration of the block of code or second execution, third execution, each and every execution the value of a particular initializer I want to increase by 1. I already discussed the plus plus operator or increment or decrement operator in operators in JavaScript language. If you are not watching that video, so please go and watch that video. So by using this last position, I am able to make any changes into the particular variable in after each and every iteration. Understand? So I think you are able to understand how we are able to write the syntax of a block for loop. What is the meaning of initializer? How I can able to provide the condition, and what is the meaning of increment or any decrement or any changes. So now let's see the example of for loop example. I'm not taking any hard example, I'm taking a simple example so you are able to understand it. Okay, first example is print the numbers from 1 to 50. Okay, so I'm simple writing for let I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 50, then I plus plus. Okay, you are able to see what I'm writing. I'm simple creating variable I and giving the first initial value 1, and I'm providing condition until the value of I variable is less than or equal to 50, run the code. When value of I variable become 51, then please come out of the loop. After each iteration, I just want to increase the value of a variable I by 1. So I'm simple writing here console.log I. Let's see the output. What is the output? I'm just printing the variable I here. You are able to see the output comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 50. I'm able to got the output. Now what happens if I'm just writing here I is equal to I plus 2? Means after each iteration, I just want to clear the console. After each iteration, I just want to increment the value of I variable by 2. So what is the output? Let's see. All odd number comes 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9 till 49. Means first time in first iteration the value of I variable is printed 1. After that I am just adding 2 into the I variable. So 1 plus 2 3, then 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 9. Means if I want to just doing that make changes into each and every iteration into the initializer variable by using the third position. Okay, I think you are able to understand. Let's do a different code. I'm just removing them because I am writing the example of printing the numbers from 1 to 50. Now taking second example, so again you are able to understand. Now what happen if I want to print the numbers from 1 to 40 opposite. What is the meaning of opposite? Means starting the means I just want to print the number from 1 to 40, means first not 1 to 40, I have to write here 40 to 1 in opposite side. Okay, so how can I be able to do that? For that I'm simple writing here for let j is equal to 0 1, not 1, I'm just writing initial value 40, j will greater than or equal to 1, and then j minus minus. You are able to see in this example I'm simple initialize the variable j by the initial value 40 because I want to print the numbers from 40 to 1 in opposite way, and then provide a condition whenever the value of j variable is greater than or equal to 1, execute it. If the value of j variable becomes 0 or negative, then please come out of the loop. And after each iteration I just want to decrement the value of a j variable by 1 by writing j minus minus, and then I just want to print the value of the variable j, and let's see what is the output. I'm just running the code and let's see the output. 40, 39, 38, 37, 36 and 1, 2, 3, 4, all these things means numbers are come from 40 to 1 in opposite way. I think you are able to understand I'm just checking simple examples so you can able to understand what is the use of for loop and how I can able to write for loop. Understand? So these are the simple examples of writing the for loop. If I want to take another example, again I am doing that. Table of a number. Okay, if I want to print the table of any number, how I'm able to do by using the for loop? I'm simply creating a variable num is equal to, let's assume 8. I want to print the table of number 8. So I'm just writing for let I is equal to 1, then I less than or equal to 10. I just want to print the number multiplication table of 8 from 8 ones are 1 to 8 ones are 8 to 8 tens are 80. Then I plus plus. Okay, I'm writing here console.log what num into I. Let's see the output. 8 ones are 1, 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, 8 threes are 24. So this the table of 8 variable, 8 number are comes. So by using for loop, we are able to do any task which I want to do repeatedly. I am able to, if I want to print the table of 8 till 20, so I'm just writing condition in 20. So this is a table of 8 till 20, 8 20 160. Okay, so I think I am done with the for loop in JavaScript language. If you have any doubt till now, what I will discuss, I'm simply discuss first point here, that is the what is the requirement. I'm just writing here requirement of loop, not for loop, of loop. And after that I will discuss simple how can able to solve this particular problem by using for loop, and then types of loops. And then the first type of loop I discussed in this particular video, it is for loop. What is the syntax and how I am relate the syntax with this simple example. And after that I'm taking 3 examples so you are able to understand how I can able to use the for loop in JavaScript language. Okay, so I just want to take a goodbye from you in this video and see you in next one. Bye bye.